Okay, now let's talk about this All-Star stuff. The votes, I guess it's the votes, and then it's writers, and then there's a.
I know the percentage breakdown.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 50% fan vote, 25% players, 25% media.
50% fan. Okay. So 50% fan vote is how is that got to be how Zion makes the starting lineup here?
Maybe. There's the breakdowns out there somewhere. I should probably, I'm gonna try to find it.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
try to find it.
probably.
So
I mean, who else? Who else were you giving it to?
Sabonis.
That's the only other one. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, let's start in the East. In the East, we have Giannis, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, and the argument the entire time here was that there were 4 people for 3 spots. So the person who does not get it is Joel Embiid. Who would you have picked for your 3 starters in the East? Did they get it right? Did they screw Embiid? And then if it is Embiid, who do you sit?
I feel like all philosophies like contradict each other. I value like games played because I feel like the All-Star game has gone a lot to people who are just like respected and like consistent All-Stars, like a Chris Paul or like a Paul George, Kawhi, guys who I don't think will make it this year, but usually end up just making it based on their like rapport and who they are. So I like to value games played because I feel like if I just value that right away, then all 3 of those guys are gone. And Jason Tatum probably has like the most games played out of all those front court Eastern Conference guys, but I still feel like the other 3 are having better seasons. Or just like it's hard because without Jason Tatum, like the Celtics are, maybe are the 8th seed, maybe are the 7th seed or the 6th seed, but they're not the 1st seed. But at the same time, like I feel like what Kevin Durant has done for this Brooklyn Nets team that seemed like it was going to spiral out of control within the first week of the season after the whole Kyrie Irving stuff. How good I think Embiid's the scoring champ right now, a scoring title. Him and Luka may be tied, and then just Giannis being, the captain, so he wasn't going to get booted off anyway. But him just being the most dominant player in the past like 4 or 5 years. I would have just sat Tatum for like 1 or 2 more years until those guys like start declining a little bit. Then Tatum would become the consistent guy in that Eastern Conference front court. But that one's impossible. Like those 4 players are all 4 top 7 players in this league. And I wish one of them was in the West because it would have just made it so easy just to boot off Zion from the list.
I pick. This is in jest, by the way, because I'm a giant Kevin Durant fan. I put Embiid in for Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant thought that his crotch chop was a trash celebration, and then Joel Embiid just then retweeted it with a video of him and D-Generation X together doing crotch chops. So take that, Kevin Durant.
Well, I think the joke was, have you ever seen the Key and Peele? You probably haven't, but there was like this bit they ran where it was like a guy celebrating in the end zone for a touchdown, and you do the 2 pumps, but once you do the 3rd pump, it's the flag. And so I think Katie was joking that Embiid did the 3rd pump.
Oh, there we go. That's actually a good joke. Then I have not seen that. It's
a good one.
Even though the Twins do watch a lot of Key and Peele at night, I should probably pop in and check it out. Okay, so what do you think about Kyrie Irving taking a spot from somebody like Tyrese Halliburton? Kyrie's obviously so much more popular, so you have to take that into account.
Yeah, it was I was going Halliburton or Jaylen Brown above Kyrie. I told Alex, who's our big Nets fan, that Kyrie needed to have like these like great games while KD was gone for me to feel like, I could not like have a vote, but justify him being in this starters. And I feel like, a couple bad games, couple good games, I wouldn't have done it. But yeah, like you said, fan vote. And then, after listening to Ethan Strauss a lot, it's pretty clear how the players view Kyrie, which I bet he was number 1 in player vote too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they love him. They love his style of basketball. They love his confidence. They love his ability to be outspoken.
Yeah.
I'm sure some pulled away with how over the top he was earlier this year, but he's a human. He can make mistakes, and if he learns from that mistake and he pulls back, all the better. Okay, so going into the West here, I was wondering, you made that comment about games played. There is an argument. I don't know if it's a strong argument about SGA over Steph. I saw that on a couple of writer ballots. SGA is outscoring Steph this year, and he has 11 more played games than Steph. So were you still Steph?
See, this is where just philosophies contradict each other. Because yeah, I'm a games played guy, but at the same time, like, can you sit Steph for like Steph's probably played the same amount of games around like maybe close to the Embiid level, and I feel like he's just been like so dominant and like. But then you start weighing the idea that like when Steph missed, they still went 500. I don't know. It's difficult. I'm a homer. I'm going Steph. So
I mean, it's better for the game that Steph is starting
more
that game.
ratings.
You know, he's the MVP of the finals. I feel like you just do, you know, automatic. It's just right, automatic for Steph. MVP of the finals, you're in.
The one thing I'm glad is that the Lakers did not get two All-Stars in the starting
Davis,
lineup.
you thought Davis might get in?
Like, I still think there's a chance Anthony Davis will be an All-Star, and that just like bugs me because they have like one of the worst records in the Western Conference. And if you look at all the other West teams, like who else is getting a second All-Star? You're telling me the 12th seed in the West is getting two All-Stars while 1 through 11 isn't going to get a second All-Star? It doesn't feel right.
Anthony Davis, this season games played, he is at 26. But
and he just came back, but he might have just got hurt again in his first game back.
Yeah. Oh, again?
Yeah.
Jeez, this poor dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so the other one, I mean,
ridiculous.
you can't complain about LeBron. He's the most popular player in the league. He and Steph are probably 1-2 still at this point. And you know, he's having a fantastic season for being 38 years old. It's not affecting the winning as much as it should, but he's still having a really, really good season. Obviously, Jokic probably the front runner for the MVP as well. And the one that I think surprised a lot is Zion. Zion Williamson makes the starting team over Sabonis, who has the Sacramento Kings in a pretty favorable position.
And
Zion
has
is
the
also
games
playing.
played.
Zion's also playing on a great team, though. At the same time, right? Zion's Pelicans are doing really well. But yeah, how do you figure that one?
Yeah, we did our podcast, and I thought it would be Zion instead of AD. But if I had my choice, I was going Lowry Markkanen, and I feel stupid for forgetting Sabonis. So yeah, if I had a chance to redo that, it'd be Sabonis. He ticks all my my philosophies for what I think makes you deserve an All-Star. It's not necessarily your rapport; it's your individual, or not individual, but treating this season as if it was the only season to ever play this game. You know. To be in the NBA, to account for anything in the NBA. So just treating each season individually and uniquely, then I would have had Sabonis. Because that Western Conference spot, just like last year with Wiggins, that third spot is just like, who the hell is going to get it? With Kawhi missing so much time, with PG missing so much time, those are the two that usually are the ones that have that next spot. And
so on a numbers perspective, I think Zion is outscoring Sabonis by about 8 points a game. Sabonis is pulling like 12.5 rebounds, and he's played like 16 more games, and he's playing injured.
It's
too.
the games played thing. It's the 16 more games played thing. Where I don't know if Zion's going to be back before All-Star game, so he's just going to sit at 25 games played.